Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you know, we have some stuff to go over. Very briefly. There is a new Emblem Hero this month, right? And I think that is dropping around the 28th, if I'm not mistaken. But more importantly, this was a question, just for everyone. Because at the time, we didn't know that we were going to have a hero loses banner, which is the bottom 8 of the top 12 in their own special banner from a hero rises, which I guess is the best of both worlds to an extent. But there was a lot up in the air in terms of, like, why are there 4 green, why are there 4 colorless? Is it legitimately just a blue hero that month? What's going on? Well, this is what it used to look like. This is what it looks like now. As you know, we had Vale, we had Camilla, we had Golvig, we had Haether and Sather, not from the Hero Loses, but from Book 7 banners coming back. They were all on this banner initially, and so now this is what the monthly banner should look like. Red full up, colorless full up. Green has options. And I've gone ahead and updated the upcoming as well to kind of give you an idea of who you might see there. I think it's likely that we're going to have a fair amount of engaged representation. Okay. Now, that said, outside of those engaged characters, you're also going to have a green or blue spot open for whoever is new, right? Rosado can only fill so much. Ivy can only fill so much. I think, personally, what will end up happening is you're going to have Merrick and Rosado in green. And then you're going to have Ivy, and then Sita, and then whoever the new Emblem Hero is. Not attuned Sita. I understand that's confusing. There's a lot of Sitas everywhere. Honestly, this banner is a skip. I don't know necessarily who the new Emblem Hero is going to be. Maybe it's finally Sigurd. Maybe it has insane movements that is going to just make everything so much worse for a game state than it currently is. I don't know. But this trend of introducing new legends or mythics or emblems, like every other banner, kind of feels like a dud to me. And it's a little disheartening. Because this used to be the banner that you could pretty safely invest in, skipping out any sort of standard banner or special banner if it wasn't to your fancy, right? But the precedence that we're starting to set now is, well, there's a new busted skill. The banner itself is kind of bad. But pull on it anyway, otherwise you're going to feel like you can't compete as well as you used to. And I don't know if that's intentional or not. But I think what it points out is perhaps, we'll say, a bigger issue. We all know that power creep in Heroes has been insane, particularly the last few years. Well, what you have now is the comparison directly across from one another. Because you have some of those slightly older units, not yet remixed, but not yet ready to be remixed, like Medeus, Xander. And then you have brand spanking new stuff, like busted Emblem Heroes, right? I think what Faye is doing, albeit unintentionally, is demonstrating just how bad the difference a few months can make in any of these units. Even Sita, who, relatively speaking, is not that old in terms of appearance. She has been out a little while, but it hasn't been years, right? In fact, none of these have really been years. You know, we're not comparing year 1 to year 5 here. This is within the last year or two, at most. And when you stack the new ones up against the ones who are just a little slightly older, you really can start to see a difference in terms of the quality of units that they put out. And it almost makes it not worth it, you know? Now, that's not to say that a hero like Emblem Ike is going to, you know, lose its polish. I think he will be a staple for a lot of people for at least a year. At least a year. I say that, you think I'm being ironic, but I don't think that I am. I mean, when Legendary Ike came out, he was really good, right? But everybody falls eventually. So, if Emblem Ike is kind of the current tank-ish, right? Standard, we'll say. What is that gonna look like next year? Oh man, because if they keep on this progression, the banners, on occasion, probably more frequently than not, are going to start looking more and more like this, where there's like one or two really good things, and then everything else you should just wait until they get remixed, which even then probably won't be that worth it at the time anyway, because the scaling at which we keep jettisoning ourselves further into this insane game of like catch-up is impossible to get ahead of. Now, that's not to say there aren't good banners. Sometimes there are. Last month's Legendary banner, the one with Corrin, he came out, right? That was really good. That was a banger banner. But this, honestly, you should probably just pull on the current Hero Loses banner, AHL. Just pull on that. It honestly, it's got Camilla, it's got Vale, and it's got Golvig on it. And Golvig is standalone, so there's no 1 in 3 in which, you know, you would otherwise be forced into in any other circumstance with her. Unless it's like a Hero Fest or something. But that, right now, genuinely is a better banner than this. And the only thing that can entice you is that new Emblem Hero, or maybe a Tuned Ivy. That's kind of it. But the Tuned Ivy will be back in other things. New Heroes Return, remix banners, maybe even skills banners, those types of things. So is it even worth it on the 1 in 3? I don't think so. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you what the monthly banner will look like this time, in case you were having it in the back of your head as to whether or not you should worry about saving for it. No. Honestly, probably not. I know some people probably have a favorite or two in here, but I would say for probably 90% of players, this is a pretty easy skip. Unfortunately. As power creep goes up, continuous banner qualities go down. Because old units just can't keep up. And old is really not that old in most circumstances. But those are just some thoughts I had, along with, you know, what this banner was going to look like. There's going to be a lot of great banners over the next 2 months, so just, you know, spend appropriately, whether in orb or real dollar. And I'll have a full hero tracker out once we obviously get Haether's new placement, which she'll come out in a couple days from now. And then whenever the new hero emblem comes out later this month. So, hope you found it helpful. And, you know, if you have differing thoughts or agreeing thoughts, let me know in the comments. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.